Welcome back to the shop. I don't know if you can see it back there, but we got ourselves a tailgate. Looks like we also got ourselves a kitty cat with only 8 lives remaining. Just washed this. It better not come around the next time I'm washing the truck, because I'll be waiting. Payback. So I did have to go and put the silver pinstripe on there myself. The shop didn't have any in stock, and I already spent enough money with those guys, and he phoned and asked if I want to do it myself to save a few bucks. I said absolutely. And the one thing I can't decide on is whether I should do these letters black. You can buy the vinyl kit to change them out, but kind of back and forth on that. So what do you guys think? The kit to do it's only about 25 bucks, and the nice thing about the vinyl is you can always peel it off if you don't like it. Part of me thinks it might be too much with the black. I don't know, might be too much going on, but we'll think about it. So as I mentioned in the last video, I finally found a shop willing to tackle trying to match the paint on this truck. And I'll say they did a pretty damn good job considering. It's a pretty tough sheen and color to match on this, but pretty happy with how it turned out. They did have to put a bit of time into doing some body work on the tailgate, so cost a bit more money than I was hoping for. I kind of had a number in my head, what I considered the high side, and it was well above that. I've heard quite a few guys mention the cost of painting a vehicle has gone up, and that's definitely the case. Back when I did the 67 Mustang, I did quarter panels, full prime, a couple patches on each door, new inner wheel wells in the rear. And this tailgate cost me a third of what I paid to have all that work done. But that was also pushing 20 years ago now. But pretty happy with how this turned out. It was there for about a week, a lot of back and forth. They wanted to put an aftermarket tailgate on just because they thought this one needed more work than it would cost just to replace it with an aftermarket one. But I really hate aftermarket stuff. I'm not sure if this tailgate's original to this truck, but I wanted to keep some original steel, so picked it up a couple nights ago. Their detailer was off that day, so I had to do a bit of cleaning. Never fails. You get a nice clean engine bay, take it to a body shop, and it comes back covered in dust. Same thing happened with the Mustang. I had detailed the engine bay in that thing fairly well and got everything cleaned up, and then sent it out for paint, and it came back a mess. So that's kind of kick-started some motivation to get back to work on this truck this winter. I've got a few things to do. As I mentioned, I got some new headers to go on. We're going to get rid of these block huggers. I'm going to build some new exhaust for this. It's actually surprisingly quiet considering I've got Flowmaster Super 44s, and they're just dumping just slightly behind the cab there. I actually misspoke in one of my previous videos, and I kind of screwed up when I bought the exhaust for the 68 F100 there. In that video I had said that the Super 44s were quieter than the 40s, and that's why I put them on this truck. And that's not actually the case. That's just me being not so bright. So when I purchased the mufflers for this truck, I had it in my head the old Flowmaster numbering system where 50s were quieter. There was your 40 series Delta Flows, and then the original 40s were the loudest. I had the 50 series on the Mustang. They were fairly mellow. And so it only made sense to me that the Super 44s would be between the 50s and the 40s. But that's not how it works. The Super 44s are actually supposedly louder than the original 40s. And then the Super 10s are the loudest that they have. A friend of mine has the original 40s on his Camaro with the 350 in it, and it's loud. This is not nearly as loud. It's probably half. But he's got full-length headers, and I think adding the full lengths and 2.5-inch pipe all the way through should open it up enough that we'll get a little bit more out of this. The 44s that are on this are 2.25-inch pipe, and I just put in some adapters. But what I'll do is I think I'm probably going to sell these 44s off and either get some 2.5-inch 44s, or I might even go with some thrush mufflers. I'm not sure. A buddy of mine had them on his C10. Sounded quite good. They're a bit cheaper, so I may just get a set, clamp them in there, and give them a whirl. So I'll have to think about that a bit. If you guys have any suggestions, for a comment down below there. So that'll be one project. I had also planned, I was considering pulling the 12 volt rear out of this and sending it out to add posi to it this winter, but my budget for that kind of got shot on the tailgate. I'm gonna keep thinking about that. That's kind of more of a want than a need. But part of me knows that if I go and do that upgrade, I'm also gonna need rear tires on a more frequent basis. But I mean, I was really thinking of doing it for, you know, safety reasons, because driving in the rain, it's safer to have posi. I mean, I don't drive this truck in the rain, but you know, still safety. That's why we're gonna do it. And I think the only other semi-major thing I have planned is I'd like to pull this intake off, clean it up a bit. Yeah, it is leaking a little bit out the ends. It's just got some orange RTV in there. The main reason is I'd like to swap out the intake gaskets and block off the exhaust crossovers. We're getting a lot of heat to that carb still. So a few little things to plug away at anyways, and keep us in the shop when it's cold and nasty outside. We'll keep plugging away at the 68 a little bit here and there, but I'm gonna get this one here a bit of attention for next season and get it ready for the car shows. I think I'm also gonna order a grill. They're on sale right now. I've been considering fixing this one up. It's got quite a few dings and dents, and I may just demote it to a wall hanger, and then I may attempt to fix that one and eventually put it back on and sell the new one. But I think, considering the time I'd have to put into making this one perfect, it'd be cheaper to buy a new one. And I'm just plugging away at the 68 here. I got a quick coat of filler on that. Just gonna give it a light sand and quick spray with paint. We're not too worried about doing final body work on this, just want to make it look good enough for now. So that's all for today. Just a short one. We've been pretty busy the last couple weeks here again. Just went up to a car show with my daughter last weekend there. Probably one of the coolest car shows I've ever been to. It was on a golf course just up island here, and cars were all kind of tucked along the course there, and it was a pretty cool venue. It was over 600 cars, and it was a pretty good time. So definitely gonna enter that one next year with the C10 here, and look forward to that. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.